I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a week. What a week it has been. What a week. My God. I mean, how do I even begin? How do I even begin? I guess I begin by saying thank you. Thank you to all of you who were here. Thank you to all of you who remembered me. I've been gone for over a week, and that's kind of tough for someone who's a daily live streamer and content creator to be wondering, gee, I wonder if anyone's going to remember me or come back or whatever. You know, in light of things the way that they're going, I think this may actually be one of the most popular things I do in 2019. This return podcast, okay? Pretty crazy. So, I'm back. And I am back to full-time streaming, by the way. I think a lot of people were confused about what was going to happen when I come back. Was it going to be right away or whatever? Yeah, I am. I'm starting today, full-time streaming. And I'm going to explain in just a moment very quickly what the schedule is going to look like for this week. So that you guys know, what's coming up and everything. But yeah, this is going to be a special event podcast that I purposely set up ahead of time, okay? Well ahead of time, in order to basically explain everything that went down during my trip to Connecticut, including, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the big topic on everyone's mind that I got married in Connecticut. That is correct. I got married in the state of Connecticut when I was there, even though I'm going to explain all this. I don't even want to get too far into it right now. I'm going to explain all of this during the podcast itself. This is just a pre-stream. But, I got married in Connecticut. It was a complete surprise for all of you. Not a single person really expected that was going to happen, because I never talked about it on purpose for my own and Kat's own and my family's personal safety. It was basically the best kept secret I've ever kept, and it went incredibly well. Just to give you guys a heads up, because I am going to be talking about this, obviously, during today's podcast. It went incredibly well. It was smooth. We barely had any kind of negative thing happen to us while we were there. I'll explain everything, because I'm actually going to go day by day through our trip to explain to all of you what we did and the kind of stuff that we were up to. But yeah, this trip went very well. And if you want my very, very honest take on it, I really feel the reason that it did go as well as it did is because I purposely left it, as a special surprise. I told no one. If I had told the world what was going to happen when I was going to Connecticut, you would have had massive trolling, people trying to mess with me. And again, I'm going to explain all this in the podcast. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Basically, everything went down as planned, without a hitch, perfectly, and that's great. That's yes, a very positive, awesome thing, that everything went down great and nothing went wrong. So, very, very happy about that. Very pleased, because honestly, I was very worried. And it's one thing when it's a stream or it's your own business. It's that kind of stuff. It's another thing when it's a personal, life-changing event that's supposed to be a once-in-a-lifetime special event that's not only going to affect myself, but my bride-to-be, but my family and everything, who's going to be there for this. And, knowing all this going on, I had to basically be as careful as humanly possible for this event, okay? So, the deal is, for a week, I was in Connecticut, spending time with my family and Kat, got married, did a lot of fun stuff that I'm going to talk about. Although, quite frankly, I'm glad that it was a visit and it wasn't a permanent thing, because, my God, it would have been horrible if it were. I'll explain why. I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything about everything. Don't worry. This podcast is going to be very thorough and long, and you're going to get all your answers. That's the other thing that I want to say up front as we're beginning here today. You're going to get the answers you're craving. Because I know when you have a public presence on the internet, right, that people tend to want to know stuff about your personal life. And this is a humongous secret that I kept for months and months, and didn't give you guys any inkling whatsoever. In fact, if you guys didn't even notice, in recent days, right before my visit, a couple people were asking me live on stream about getting married when I'm in Connecticut, and would it be a good idea and all of this. And I basically had to completely BS everybody in order to basically throw the trail of scent off so people wouldn't expect, right? Wouldn't expect that this was something that was actually going to happen when I was there, because again, I was afraid of the things that could happen to us. So, man, it was tough. It was really tough on the fly trying to make up shit to tell you guys. Just being very honest here, okay? But it, like I said, it went down successfully. Now, I fully knew with the way that this was going to go down, with this being a secret that I had to tell, and of course with the fact that sadly all of this coincided with timing, because as you guys know, in the United States, federal taxes are due tomorrow. Tomorrow is April 15th. They're due, and you know I needed help with my taxes, and I was very upfront and transparent with all of you on that. And I knew that doing these multiple marathon streams trying to raise tips for that and everything, that I basically had to keep everything else a secret, because I knew people would be fucking with me personally on a personal level if all that was going on. You know, I knew. I mean, just imagine. Can you guys just imagine how the trolls would have reacted if they knew I was flying to Connecticut to get married, but at the same time I needed help with these taxes? And by the way, as I'm going to explain, don't worry, again, everything's going to be explained. Everything I've told you guys up front about that stuff is true. Everything, every dollar that was raised to help with taxes is going towards the taxes. I have a positive update in regards to the taxes. Okay, I do. I have a very positive update. And I'm going to share that with you on today's stream. So, don't worry. You know, again, everything you guys need to know or want to know in regards to all of these controversial shit, oh my god, is going to be answered today. Now, hold on a second, because I got a hangnail, and this is driving me nuts. Give me a second here. Ugh. Hate when this happens. Fucking stupid thing. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I had to take care of that now because I knew if I didn't, that's something that was going to bother me for the next 4 hours, and I knew that it was just going to be a nightmare, so. Okay, so, here's the thing. I fully knew that with the situation going on with the taxes and everything, all right, that once the word got out that I had gotten married in Connecticut, that you were going to have insane amounts of trolling. I just knew it. I knew this was going to be the field day for trolls, where they were going to go out and literally just make shit up, because this is their livelihood. This is what they do. This is how they get their attention and their jollies for this. I'm sure they probably got insane amounts of views in the last few days since I announced on Wednesday that I was married. And it's all 1,000,000% based on speculation. 1,000,000% based on speculation. Not a single piece of it is based on fact. Because the bottom line is there's no facts to support anything that any of them have said. Oh, Phil's a scammer, and Phil took the money that he said was for taxes, and he did it to pay for a wedding. The whole notion is so ludicrous. It is. It's so ludicrous. If anyone who knows anything, all right, about any kind of wedding planning knows you don't pay for things on the day of the fucking wedding. It's just so stupid. Yes, I'm sure that the Saturday, or the Friday and Saturday before my wedding, I raised, you know, some money for taxes, and I spent that on the venue and everything. What are you talking about? Anything for a wedding that would have had to be done has to be done way ahead of time, okay? There's no way it could even go towards it. In addition to that, the funny part, you have zero evidence of anything that I did in Connecticut. You have none. Because the bottom line is, I'm sure as soon as I announced I was married, you can rest assured the trolls went right on the internet. Oh my god, we gotta search for wedding venues. Where was the Burnell party? We gotta find where Phil got married. What did he pay for? Is there a church that we can find where there was a Burnells were married? Can we do this? And the bottom line is, they found nothing. Because guess what? None of that exists. Because guess what? None of that happened. I got married in an incredibly small ceremony that was personal, and it was just for me, Kat, and a few very small select family members, and that was it. And none of that existed. None of it. Okay? So, the bottom line, everyone, is this podcast is going to be a long one. I'm just going to forewarn all of you, okay? Because here's what I'm going to do. This is the little summary of what this podcast is going to be about. All right, first I'm going to do shout-outs for those who contributed, all right? And just to forewarn everybody, if you cheer, sub, or tip on this stream asking me a question about the trip or the marriage or anything, there's no point. I'm going to explain all of it. So you're just going to waste your time because I'm not going to be stopping what I'm saying to answer your question and get back to the story. I'm going to tell the story and answer all of your questions, all right? So please, I appreciate contributions, cheering, subbing, and tipping. Obviously, great, thank you. But please don't ask anything specific about the trip or anything about the marriage because it's all going to be answered in this podcast, all right? In fact, I would say the only things I can't reveal are very personal things about, for example, Kat or Kat's family. I can't reveal certain things about legal ramifications of taxes and the like that. I can't give you specifics, but I'm going to tell you as much as I possibly can. And by the end of this podcast, basically there's going to be two groups. There's going to be a group of people who, actually I'll say there's 3 groups. There's going to be a group of people who are just my supporters. They believe me anyway. They know that I'm honest and upfront and truthful about this stuff, and that this was something, lying about the marriage was something I necessarily had to do to protect myself and my family, all right? And people will understand that, okay? Then there's going to be a group of people who maybe heard the thing and were like, man, that's kind of weird that he didn't tell us, but I want to hear the story. And once you hear the story, you'll be like, okay, great, I got my answers and good to go. And then you're going to have a group of people who just don't care. No matter what I say or do, they're not going to believe me. I could provide you with empirical evidence proving everything I say is true. I could show you emails, I could show you documents, licenses, I could show you a million things, and they'll still say it's fake. So there's no point in me trying to satisfy those people because I know those people are never going to be satisfied. And by putting forth certain information, like for example, I'll be honest with all of you, I really strongly considered showing you the marriage license, but then I realized there's names of Kat's family members on there, personal information about my parents and stuff on there. And I'm like, I can't do that. So basically, I'm just going to do what I always do. I'm going to tell you guys the truth up front, be incredibly transparent with all of you. I'm going to reveal stuff to you that I couldn't tell you before this trip went down, again, for safety and security purposes. And it should serve to answer all of your questions moving forward. And the other thing about this is, once this podcast is over, this should be a bit of closure. For those of you who are logical humans, you're going to be like, okay, Phil finally explained everything. This is good. We had some questions. They're answered. Now we can move on and have gameplay streams like always, and that's that. All right, that's why I purposely scheduled this stream for today. I knew that when this trip went down and the announcement came out that we were married, that there was going to be all these questions and controversy, and people are going to want their answers before I start streaming gameplay again. That if I was going to stream Sekiro, the entire stream would be just me answering questions about the trip anyway. So there's no point in me doing gameplay right now. I got to get this podcast out of the way. And in addition to that, tonight I'm playing Black Ops 4 Blackout, again on purpose, because I figured that's an interactive stream where I can talk with you guys a lot. So even if all the questions don't somehow get answered on this podcast, or if people miss out on this podcast, they can still tune in tonight and have more interaction with me during gameplay before we get back to the serious gameplay tomorrow of Sekiro. And remember, this week I'm starting up Phoenix Wright and all of that. All right, all that stuff's happening this week. Okay. Understand? And that's why I knew people would have questions. I was like, we got to do this now. We have to do this first thing. And that's the other funny thing too, is some people being silly and like they didn't understand why I was going to do this podcast. And that's why. That's why I was doing it. It would have been very, very ridiculous to not do this. Because some people, of course, you didn't know I was getting married. So you're like, oh, Phil went to Connecticut or whatever. Why is he going to have to do a whole podcast about his trip to Connecticut? We don't really care that much, right? Now, all of a sudden, everyone cares 1,000,000%. Everyone wants to know. Every little facet and detail of the trip you guys want to hear, right? Fair enough. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I scheduled this podcast, being very honest with all of you, okay? All right, so that's the deal. Now, before we begin, what I'd like to do is I would like to give a very brief schedule update so you guys know exactly what to expect this week, because this week is going to be a week where I'm coming back from time away, and I want you to know how many days I'm streaming, what I'm doing on each day, when my next day of break is, and everything. We'll cover all that. Then I'll very briefly do plugs, although I'm pretty sure you guys know how to contribute at this point. And then we're going to do shout outs. But as I said, anyone who's asking questions about the trip, the marriage, the taxes, there's no point. That's the whole point of this podcast, and your answers are coming. So I'm not going to individually, break out anything here from that. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so first off, let's talk schedule-wise, what you guys can expect for this week. As I said, this podcast is probably going to be a very lengthy one. I can definitely see myself going 3 or more hours on this podcast, because I'm going to go step by step. First, the pre-planning stages of how everything went down with this trip and the marriage and the changes that happened during the course of the trip. Talking about the taxes and everything and how that lined up to be what it was. Then the trip itself, I'm going to outline every day of the trip, what Kat and I did, to reasonable extent. We're not going to be going into super duper personal shit, but I'm going to be talking about all the stuff that we ended up doing, the time I spent with my parents and everything, and the things that Kat and I did for ourselves, the wedding itself, how that went, and what that entailed, and the travel, which, oh my God. Let me just put it this way. I'm happy I went to Connecticut to be with my parents and to get married. I'm not happy that the travel is just fucking terrible, man. It's a nightmare. Plane delays and having to drive through New York City, not New York City, but New York highways and shit. And it is stressful. It is I still am not recovered from it. Like I feel shitty because my time zones are all screwed up, and the trip back was a real shit fest. I'll tell you about it. It's going to be part of a big major thing of the podcast. But anyway, all this being said, it's going to be a very detailed podcast here. I'm going to try to answer many, if not all, questions for you, okay? And by the end of the podcast, again, it's going to be a long one because it's going to be so detailed. What I will do at the end is I will, depending on time, open up the stream to Q&A for people to ask me questions. Maybe you'll have specific questions. Maybe you'll have more detailed questions. I want to hear all your questions. I'm going to answer whatever I can. If it's something super duper private, I can't, okay? But I'll do what I can. I'll do my best to be transparent with all of you, all right? And to basically make it so that this is a show that not only will answer your questions, but it's basically a service to you. Because the bottom line is I didn't have to do any of this. I could have come back from this trip and said, well, my private life's my private life. That's it. Let's just hit the ground running and do gameplay. But the thing is, I value your time and attention. I value your support. And it sucks. I'm going to be very honest with all of you. It fucking sucks. Okay? That I had to hide this. I didn't want to hide this. This would have been something amazing and positive that all along the time that I was doing it, I could have been sharing the planning stages. I could have been sharing all this positive information with all of you. Okay? And I couldn't, because I knew that if I did, that immediately you'd have assholes trying to ruin it, people fucking trolling my family, trying to ruin the ceremony, and I knew I couldn't have that. For the safety of everyone and everything, I had to lie. And it sucks because I don't like doing that. I pride myself over 10 years that I've been doing this. I've been upfront with most of you, on everything possible. And this was a situation where I knew I had to hide it. And you see someone like Jake Likes Cats, or Like Cats, Jake, or Like Jake Cats, or whatever the fuck his name is, saying, well, you shouldn't have hit it because now you see it makes you look worse. Dude, do you really think, in the scheme of things, it's more important for me to eat some shit for a few days, come back and do a podcast, and like I said, my loyal viewers and followers who trust me anyway are going to believe me anyway, and so, things are going to continue as business as usual. Or do you think it would, having the whole ceremony ruined, having everyone trolled who was involved with the ceremony all fucking week, probably have assholes calling in pranks and swatting and shit, do you really think that that's worth it? No. And anyone who has a mature fucking brain is going to understand. The bottom line is, many people don't. Many people are just like, well, you're a streamer, so therefore you should be 100% transparent on everything. Fuck your own privacy. Fuck your own, having a nice ceremony. Fuck your family. Fuck everyone. Just share everything and we don't care. It's all on your expense anyway. Ha ha ha, the world's just a big joke. It's not. And those people are so fucked in the head that it doesn't matter what I say or do, they're never going to be convinced otherwise anyway. So I don't give a fuck. And that's the thing. If you're one of those people who I hate Phil, I hate everything he does, I don't believe a word he says, I think he's a pedo and a criminal and a scammer and an asshole, then I don't care about you. What can I possibly ever do to win you over? You're such a biased idiot There's nothing I could do anyway. So why do I give a shit, right? The purpose of this show is to basically explain to all of you, that this is what happened. Here's all the details of it. Okay? Here's why it happened. And if you believe me, great. And I know there's going to be people who believe me because they're the people who've been with me for a long time and they understand the kind of person I am. They're on my daily live streams. They see who I really am as a person. And that's all I care about. That's all I can do. Right? That's all I can do. All right? And if you believe something otherwise than what I tell you today, there's nothing I can do to convince you otherwise, right? And, that's just the situation. It was more important for me to have this once-in-a-lifetime event that was protected and was safe than to be transparent with all of you. But again, as I've already said, I can assure all of you that there was no deception whatsoever on my part outside of the fact that the wedding existed. All funds that I raised for taxes and the like are going towards taxes. Not a dollar, not a single dollar that was supposed to be raised for taxes went towards anything during this wedding or anything. Nothing. All this was already prepaid for and everything well, I'll explain it. I'll explain. During the course, I'm getting ahead of myself again, right? Which I shouldn't do. I should just take my time, okay? All right. So, this podcast is going to be very lengthy. And it should definitely answer questions. After this podcast, I'm taking a break, obviously. We're going to come back tonight with Black Ops 4 Blackout, a fun, interactive multiplayer gameplay battle royale stream. At least 2 hours, if not longer, starting around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Get back to the swing of things. I am sure more people will have questions, and that stream is going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. Tomorrow, we get back to full-time gameplay streaming. All right? So tomorrow, I'm going to resume my Sekiro playthrough. Honestly, tomorrow may be the conclusion of Sekiro. It all depends on how things go. Apparently, I have like maybe 2 or 3 optional bosses left to check out. And then once those optional bosses are defeated, I have the final 2 bosses of the game in the conclusion. Now, people have told me this is one of the most difficult endings of a game in history. And that some people, it takes days to beat this ending part of the game. So, I may actually beat the game tomorrow. I may not. Alright. I guess we'll see. Okay? I guess we'll see. But there's going to be a full stream of Sekiro tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow night, Monday night, what I'd like to do is a more chill stream. Obviously, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to balance these things out. And so, what am I going to be doing? Well, I'm debating it. I'm thinking I could do Minecraft, which I haven't done now in a long time. And if you guys were watching, the last time I did a Minecraft stream, it went really well. I mined a ridiculous amount of diamond. I made enchanted armor. And basically now I'm well equipped to go underwater. And actually kind of explore underwater areas. Because I can breathe underwater now. So I'm debating doing that. Or maybe I'll do a session. Of... what is it? Super Mario RPG? Because I'm actually also ending the end of that stream too. Alright. The end of that stream. The end of that game. And maybe I could wrap that up on Monday night, right? Or maybe I could do MLB. I'm not sure what I want to do. All 3 of those streams I think would be chill, relaxed fun. And would be a blast. So one of those will be Monday night. Then on Tuesday, I'm going to begin my playthrough of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. This is the 3rd game in the Phoenix Wright series, and it's in the new Phoenix Wright HD collection that was released over the course of this last week. I'm going to be getting that and getting that set up for Tuesday. So that playthrough will debut Tuesday. It will be Tuesday's main gameplay stream. Phoenix Wright debuting. Then Tuesday night is going to be one of those other chill games I just mentioned. Okay? Then Wednesday is up in the air, because if I didn't beat Sekiro, then I'm probably going to be focusing on it on Wednesday and trying to finish up Sekiro and get it done. If I finish Sekiro, it's probably going to be more Phoenix Wright. Okay? And then Wednesday night, again, is going to be one of those chill streams that I described. So basically, one night this week will be MLB, one night will probably be the conclusion of Super Mario RPG, and one night will probably be Minecraft. I just don't know the order yet. Okay? Then on Thursday's my day off. because this is actually, Kat's going to be working her butt off now that she's back. You know, we're back from Connecticut. She's back to work, but she's got a day off, a random day off on Thursday, which is weird. She almost never has. They gave her this random day off. So we said, let's set that day as the day when we can go do our stuff. And right now, we are so shot. Like, we're tired. Yesterday, we were going all around trying to get supplies for the house. We had nothing for the house or whatever. And we were going around trying to get stuff all situated, wash clothes, and just basically get back into the swing of things. We kind of 50% are the way there. So this Thursday is my next day off, okay? Then I'll be back for a full week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, boom, 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 boom. I'll be there streaming every day. What will I be streaming? Well, there's a Cuphead DLC that's releasing later this week. I'll be playing that. I'll be continuing on with Phoenix Wright. Next week, if you guys aren't aware, it's the release of Mortal Kombat 11. That's going to be huge. I'm going to be covering that in massive detail. Checking out all the characters. Well, not all of them, but definitely some of them I'm interested in. Going through the story mode, in the lab stuff, online play. Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be a big, thorough coverage, okay? And that's going to be a big one. So I hope you guys are going to be here for that starting next week, okay? So that's the rough idea for this week. Concluding Sekiro, Phoenix Wright, and some chill streams until my time off. And then we're going to do some Cuphead DLC, more Phoenix Wright, until Mortal Kombat 11 releases. Fair enough? There you go. Now you know what's going to happen in the next week to 2 weeks, so you know exactly what to expect for the rest of April. Good shit. Okay? Good shit. All right, so, moving on. Now, normally what I would do is shout-outs. Well, actually, I take that back. Normally what I would do is plugs. What I would do is explain a million ways you can support me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to very briefly say, if you cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, I will give you a shout-out. But again, as I've already previously said, please reserve all questions about the trip, the marriage, or taxes until after my podcast story is over. Because chances are I'm going to answer all of your questions, and there's no reason for you to ask them early, because I'm not going to stop everything to answer a question that's already going to be part of the story. Okay? You're being very honest with all of you. So, that's the deal. Okay, that's the deal. All right, so thank you for anyone who cheers, subs, or tips during today's stream. I appreciate your contributions. By the way, as you noticed, my sub total went insanely low. There's nothing whatsoever bad about that. We knew what was going to happen during my time away. We absolutely knew that, subs were going to dip because I'm not here. When you're not here for a whole freaking week streaming, people aren't going to be here. It's definitely not going to be here to resub. There's no streams. Why are people going to come back and resub when I'm not here? I guarantee you today we're going to see a ton of people already. We've already jumped about 20 subscribers since the stream started. Just because I turned the stream on, people came back and resubscribed. So it's not the end of the world. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up this month. Like I already told you, Phoenix Wright, Sekiro, Mortal Kombat 11. We got Days Gone. There's very big potential that subs will get up to the 600. That is the monthly goal. Reminder, if we do hit the monthly goal of 600 subs this month, I'm going to be doing a Viewer's Choice special event where everyone, not just those who contribute and not just patrons, but everyone will be able to contribute and nominate and vote on games to be a part of this upcoming event. Okay, it's the first time I've ever done something where every single person who views will have an ability to interact and nominate and vote on games and stuff. So that's why I want to hit that sub goal by the end of the month, and I know we can do it. Now that I'm back every day and everything, I know we can do it. Okay? All right, so, and no, ladies and gentlemen, I have no preferred method of any kind of contribution whatsoever. You could go ahead and you could cheer, you could sub, you could tip. They're all very positive things, and I appreciate any contributions. I think there's something that's very important that I should start saying. All right, and I'm going to start saying it now. Contributions are appreciated. Contributions are very, very much helpful, but they're not required. I'm very happy to just have people come by and hang out with me and enjoy my streams on a daily basis. The contributions keep them going by full transparency, and by no means am I trying to downplay the positive impact of contributions. They're the reason I'm still here after 10 years of adversity with YouTube falling apart and everything. And the reason why I'm a full-time streamer now instead of a full-time YouTuber. Okay? It's the contributions that keep me going. But they're not required. There you go. All right. Moving on. Now what I'd like to do is try to give some shout-outs, but this is going to be a mess because not only do we have people who kind of contributed during my week away, then we've got people who contributed during the morning, and as I knew, People are asking questions about that, which I'm not gonna answer questions. All right. So what I'll do here, let's go back as far as I can go. And I believe, so the earliest one here, it looks like Kazi1 resubscribed for 2 months in a row about over a week ago. CM Fool also resubscribed for 28 months. Then, in the middle of the week, I started getting some contributions. More than likely, these started coming in when I announced my marriage. So let's start from here. We got Master Shake, who tipped me $1. He says, Phil, there was a debate. Wow, that was not a good start. Let's try this again. Phil, there was a debate between gamers on Twitter after a PC gaming journalist beat Sekiro's final boss using a mod with cheats being in games for years. Do you think using cheats hinders the satisfaction of beating a game legitimately? It depends on the person. That's the honest answer here. It depends on the person. Because for some people, just seeing the end of the game is enough. That's fulfilling to them. For some people, it's actually legitimately overcoming the challenge of the game that makes you feel that feeling of accomplishment. You earned it. You toughed it out. You beat it legitimately. You know, that's why with previous From Software games, there's always been crutches. Sure, you could go through that game and legitimately beat it. Sure, you could go through that game and hinder yourself. I'm only going to do a barehanded run. I'm going to do a no-death run and crazy shit. And then you feel so accomplished when you finish those, right? Or you could summon. Or you could research the most overpowered build, you know, and do it that way. There's always been multiple ways to overcome From Software games. Sekiro is the exception to that rule. Sekiro is the first of the FromSoft style games, you know, the Bloodborne or Dark Souls Bloodborne-esque games. I guess they call them Soulsborne, right? That's the word I was looking for. Where there's no crutch. There is no way for someone who doesn't have that high skill level of gameplay to beat the game. There's no one you could summon. There's no item that's going to save you. You're just got to get good. And this particular person, okay, used mods, which obviously I'm sure FromSoft is not approving of, used some kind of illegal mods to beat the game and see the ending. And basically in his review, because I read his article, by the way, he said, yeah, I saw the ending, and it was basically very simple and exactly what I expected it was going to be from FromSoft, a cutscene or two, and that was it. And so that's why I really didn't see myself, why am I going to kill myself to beat this game when I know there's no big reward at the end? I just want to see the end. I've already toughed through to get to the end, so fuck this. I just want it to be over with. And you know what? I hate to say it. Very, very matter-of-factly, I get the feeling that's how a lot of people will feel about that game. You know what I mean? Like, again, as I said, we were talking about this before I went on my break, that some people are clamoring for an easy mode or a dumbed-down mode or some kind of a crutch to be put into Sekiro so that people who bought it and weren't expecting it to be like that to be able to beat it. Because previously in every From Software game that was Demon Souls, Dark Souls, or Bloodborne, there was an ability, a crutch, to beat the game if you weren't great at it. This is the first one where there's not. And that could be seen as a almost, and I would say it would be a deceptive business practice if From Software had not been transparent about it up front. They were. The problem is that the millions upon millions of people who buy their games don't follow the press and media. You know, maybe half do. So half the people knew what to expect, and half the people had no fucking clue what they were getting into. They'd, oh, Dark Souls 3 was great. I'm going to play the new one, Sekiro. Not even understanding it's a different franchise, it's a different thing. You know, not listening to FromSoft up front saying there is no crutch. And that's why I said if there is enough clamoring and enough demand for an easy mode or whatever, I say yes, do it. Be nice to your fans. Now, after this, there's just no fucking excuse. You know, if this happens again from a From Software game, now you can't defend yourself if you're asking for an easy mode. But at this point, I do feel that maybe it's warranted. Okay? That being said, someone cheating to beat the game, whatever. If that is the way, okay, if that is a way for someone to get their enjoyment out of a game, all right, then that's the way they get it. You pay money to play a game how you want. You know what I mean? Like, it's the bottom line is Sekiro is not competitive. If every time that someone booted Sekiro, it was to play in a competitive tournament where there were titles on the line and money and rewards at stake, yeah, then I would be like, you know what? That's fucked up. Cheating should not be allowed. Ladies and gentlemen, Sekiro is a single player experience. It is. It's a single player experience. The only people who are having issues with this kind of stuff are the Get Good community, who feel that only some kind of an elitist group of people should even be able to play and exceed at Sekiro. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the day, there was a thing called the Game Shark. You may not know this because maybe you weren't around back then. I was. It was a little device, third-party device, certainly was not authorized by the game developers. You would plug your game cartridge into it and then plug that unit into your game system, whether it was the Super Nintendo, whether it was the Sega Genesis, whether it was the regular original NES. And what you would do is find codes, enter codes, to hack. That's literally what it was. You were hacking the game. Okay? Oh, that's right. Okay, at least Shadow Ninja is correct. Game Genie was first, then the Game Shark came out later. He's absolutely correct. And these devices would allow you to cheat. So if you had a tough game and you couldn't beat it, you buy the Game Shark or you buy the Game Genie. And, you know, that's how you win. Now, even before the era of the third-party cheating, a lot of games, okay, already had cheat codes built into them. Anyone remember the Konami code? All right, I remember up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Or sometimes it was just BA start. This is an infamous code for Konami games to give you 30 extra lives at the start of the game. So for those who really were not very good at the games, could get through them. Because they understood, yeah, our games can be very challenging, but there's going to be a more casualized audience. I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game for NES. If you didn't use the cheat code, that game was tough. Because you couldn't continue. In the arcade, you just keep pumping your quarters in the machine until you win. It's basically a pay-to-win situation. At home, it was very challenging. They only gave you 3 lives. And, you know, you earn lives as you earn certain points or whatever. But until you got good at the game, it was very tough to beat it. Legit, you had to use that Konami code to win. So that's what I mean. Like, cheating has always been an innate part of gaming culture and an innate part of console gaming. And I can understand if this guy came out and said, I beat Sekiro, I have a large E-penis, look at me, I'm bragging that I beat the game because but I cheated to win. All right. Or again, if this was a competitive atmosphere and the guy cheated and the guy was like, wow, you know, I beat the game, ha ha ha, and I won tons of money, and fuck all you, I cheated, I don't care. That's one thing. That's not what happened here. What happened here was the guy just wanted to beat the game and see the ending. Now, I think really where people have issues, this guy previously had written an article of tips of how to succeed. Like, he actually wrote the PC Gamer article that said, here's like 16 tips on how to do well, in Sekiro. And should this guy, who literally couldn't beat the game, had to cheat to beat it, be the guy writing the tips article about the game? Honestly, in my opinion, no. No. If you're going to have someone writing reviews and someone writing tips articles and someone doing facts, they've got to be a person who wants to overcome the challenges of the game and succeed at it, legitimately. It's not just a casualized gamer who bought the game for their own personal enjoyment and cheat to win to see the ending. This is a guy who his job is to fucking write articles about the game. He already wrote an article about the game. He's going to write more about this game, and he cheated to win. That I completely and utterly fucking disagree with. Like 100%. I'll disagree with this guy being the person to write articles about a game when he admits openly he cheated to beat it. So I see both sides. I don't think cheating is a big deal, but at the same time, if you're the person responsible for reviewing and putting out content of a game, you need to be able to legitimately play it and not just cheat your way through it. So there you go. Okay, shout out to King Kozatov who subscribed. Five Guys subscribed. Goldry Bloodsco subscribed. Chinese Communist Party resubscribes. Says, congratulations on the marriage. I'm happy for you and Kat. I Stand With Vic subscribed. Golden Colts did a bunch of cheers. Diving Headbutt subscribed. Golden Colts had resubscribed. Android did a couple cheers. First, he said, congrats. Glad your parents could be at your wedding. When did you get engaged? Was it Christmas? You hit it so well. That will be explained on today's podcast. He also cheered again. He says, was it complicated to get married in CT when you live in Washington? How does that work? Did you officially get married in Washington and let's do a family ceremony in CT? Guess what? All that will be answered. all of that will be answered. Okay. And then Golden Colts did a bunch of cheering again. Thank you, Golden Colts. Roy King Tree, subscribed for 3 months. King of Golf HD, that's right. Golf, however you want to say it, because people make fun of me, say that the way I pronounce it is weird, even though I say it the same way everyone from Connecticut says it. The King of Golf HD, subscribed for 7 months, says, how do you like my new name? The name is John Cook. Well, you know what? It's not. Your name is King of Golf HD, actually. So, Metalhead, subscribed to the channel for 18 months. Goldie Blusco gifted a sub to the new face of creation. NHL Beast Mode Quad 7 subscribed. Sir XYN subscribed. Fred Flintstone resubscribed. King of Golf HD just cheered and said, welcome back, Phil. Glad to be in the chat to help out, and I'm glad that you're married. I'm just a mere 19-year-old boy, and I wonder what it is like. It's good. Life is good. I feel great. I do. I feel great about everything. I think, again, the way I did it, sadly put a lot of people in the dark and allowed people to troll the shit out of me for 4 days when I really had no recourse to do anything about it, being in Connecticut and knowing I wasn't going to be able to really do anything until today. But it was worth it for the ceremony to be beautiful, for everything to go down well, for everyone in my family to be safe and happy. It was worth it. The pain and the shit that I just took for 3-4 days straight was worth it for my family to be all right. Okay? You got to look at the bigger picture in these situations. Okay? Let's see here. Craze Carnivore resubscribed to the channel. That Anonymous resubscribed to the channel. Thank you guys very much. Omnipotent Mr. Dr. Profusi Cheery said, now that you had a week off, will we expect to see Donkey Kong Country 3 coming up? Let me put it this way. I am going to definitely play Donkey Kong Country 3. It's happening. When it's happening, I can't promise you. What we need to see this week is how longer it actually takes me to beat Sekiro. And then balance that with Phoenix Wright, which you know Phoenix Wright is going to be an incredibly long fucking playthrough. And more than likely, once we get into Mortal Kombat 11 and then Days Gone, you're not going to see Phoenix Wright as a main gameplay stream anymore. It's going to be a temporary thing until we get to other things people want to see more. It's going to end up being a chill night stream. So, Donkey Kong Country 3 will happen. Is it going to happen in April? I don't know. I don't want to promise you that. But it's going to happen. Okay? Frogs Playing Golf just cheered. He says, glad to see you and 850 viewers come today in support of you here today. Well, I as you guys know, I don't look at stream viewer count. I have no clue how many people are on the stream at this moment. I have no idea. It could be 10 people. It could be 10,000 people. I have no idea. That's not why I do this. I do it because people appreciate it. People have fun with it. People like hanging out with me. People like listening to me and hearing, all these things go hand in hand. And so I don't give a shit how many viewers are on the stream. Just be very honest. But thanks to anyone who is here. I appreciate you being here. Okay? Let's see here. Matrix Man has subscribed. He's resubscribed for 13 months. Says, congrats, Phil. Daz Feeder resubscribed. Thank you. Lost My Sharp Bucket. What a name. Did a $3 tip. I doubt they're going to end up being the top tipper of the day, but I'll start off with them being the top tipper. And by the way, I see that there is a 250-bit cheerer who's going to be the cheerleader, so that's why I haven't updated the cheering leaderboard yet. Let's see here. Apparently someone called Riol and Suico tipped $1, says they got banned for no reason. Your mods are doing a 10 out of 10 job today. What I'm going to say is this, guys. Today you're going to have to be kind of understanding of what's going on here. All right? Being very frank with all of you. There's a ridiculous amount of trolls that are going to be by on this podcast. You just have to expect it. You have to be careful about what you say or do. Please don't even... This is not the day to try to take a jab at me with a joke. This is not a day to make a joke about Kat. This is not a day to joke about the marriage or taxes. This is not a day to do that. It's just not. There's a ton of malicious people who are trying to hurt me. And for you to come in, even if you're just trying to say something silly or innocent, not the day to do it. And the mod staff is going to be basically stretched thin. So I would ask that if anyone does accidentally get moderated, in error, or if you think that the mods are being overzealous or whatever today, you just got to understand today. Today is not the day for any of that stuff. Today is a day of understanding, a day of happiness because I'm back, a day of happiness because we're celebrating my marriage. All these things. Let's not make it about moderation today and being butthurt because someone accidentally might have modded you or whatever. We'll get it all. Don't worry. We'll get it all cleared up. You can message a mod and say, I think this was done in error. You could email me later on at darksidephil@hotmail.com. We'll get it all cleared up. You don't have to worry about it today. All right? Just relax. Okay. Continuing on. Shout out to the Villain X who was resubscribed. Shout out to Romy Rowe who was resubscribed. Let's see here. Hodor Targ cheered. He says, wouldn't it have been better to keep it secret all along to eternity to avoid all crazy conspiracies and troubles coming from so-called... Hold on. So-called troll. I actually will address this one only because this is a quick answer. No, because the bottom line is you can only keep a secret for so long. Eventually, someone was going to find out. I'm wearing a Redding wing. A Redding wing. Oh, my God. Can you tell I'm tired? I'm wearing a Redding wing. Oh. Let's try this again. I can't speak. I can't speak. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm raring. I can't say it. I am wearing a wedding ring. Why was that such a tongue twister? I'm wearing a wedding ring. And you guys were going to see it eventually on camera. I'm not going to take the ring off every day on stream and put it back on to pretend like I'm not married. This is a silly thing. Eventually, somehow, someone was going to figure it out, you know. Well, I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of crazy amount of digging into my shit that some people do. If they would have found a way to find out, you know, Kat is married to me. Somehow they would have found out. So why not, instead of being stupid about it, just announce it. Plus, I'll be honest, I'm super happy. Kat and I are super duper happy. And we want people to know. It was actually hard for us to keep it a secret this long. We wanted to share this with all of you. Okay? And it was really tough to hide it the way that we did for safety purposes. So, you know, for us, basically, there was no way we were going to be able to keep it secret. We knew we just had to keep it secret until it was done. And once it was done, there was no way anyone could have ruined it. And that's why we did it that way. So there you go. In fact, it's funny. The pictures that we shared with everyone, we took over the course of the day. We didn't post them till late at night when everything was over. That's when we posted them because we knew wait till the end when everything's done and they can't fuck with us anymore. Right? Okay. So let's continue on. Shout out to Omnipotent Mr. Dr. Perfuzzi. Cheered. He says, will Kat be making any camera appearances? The answer is no. At least she has expressed zero desire to do so. Her opinion has not changed. You know, staying out of the stream, staying out of the limelight separates my personal life from my work life. It's good because then people can't start attacking again and doing stupid shit. So the answer is no. Rob tipped $10. He says, as Rafiki the Baboon said, the king has returned. The king has returned. Thank you very much. Rob, you are the top tipper of the day. I completely screwed that up. Oh my God. I can't even type today. I'm a mess today. I am. I'm still like jet lagged because we had to get up so early when we were in Connecticut. And my body isn't even used to it. So I'm waking up at like 6 in the morning. And my body's like, you got to get up and piss and get up to use the bathroom. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be sleeping. And I wake up so early and I try to go back to sleep. It's like, oh my God, it's a pain in the ass. But I got to get back to the swing of things here. All right. Fire7672 did 100-bit cheers. So congrats on the marriage, Phil. Thank you, Fire. 2-Bar King did 100-bit cheer. Thank you, 2-Bar King. Young Remy subscribed for 9 months. Thank you, Young Remy. Goldie Bluzko gifted a sub to Moeezy. Congrats, Moeezy, and thank you, Goldie, for the support. I got a troll tip I'll ignore. Neon Zombie subscribed for 5 months. Thank you. Let's see here. Well, again, we got someone who tipped $5 and is claiming that they said something about wanted to know if their donations that they've given over the past few months were used for the marriage and they were instantly banned. As I've already said, today's not the day for that. I've already explained this whole podcast. The point of it is for me to answer all your questions, and that question will be 100% answered. By putting that in the stream chat, you're throwing that out there to a moderation team that's already going to be strained, and you basically saying, oh, well, I'm not going to support anymore, because that's what he says here. He tipped me and said, I tipped you recently, but I'm not going to support you anymore because I got banned in the stream chat. I'm sorry, that just shows that you're basically wishy-washy. You didn't actually support me. If getting banned on today of all days in the stream chat, a temporary ban, by the way, it's not like you couldn't get unbanned, just explain the situation. But if seriously, you're so tilted and twisted because you got banned for asking the question I already said don't ask in stream chat, and you got banned for it, and now you're not going to support me anymore, well, bye. All right, I got another troll tip. Let's ignore that one. Goldie Bluzko gifted a sub to Hodor Tar. Thank you very much, Goldie, again for the support. Sora Satoshi, subscribe for 28 months. Thank you, Sora. King of Golf HD did a 50-bit cheer. He says, this is butt fucking retarded. How can people accuse you of deception and lying before you even speak on your own behalf and give info? It doesn't even make sense. Dude, the absolute moment that I posted up the post, you know, on, what was it? On Instagram, that was it. Immediately attacks and nasty shit. And this is the thing, I'm announcing my marriage, a once-in-a-lifetime amazing positive event. I'm announcing, and you got people basically doing insanely nasty stuff. You're a scammer, you're a piece of shit, you're this or that. Dude, it's like, of all the day, if you were a moral person, if you had a fiber of goodness or morality or maturity in your body, you'd probably say, all right, maybe not on this post. Even if I suspect Phil's a horrible person, maybe not on the wedding post. I won't put that. But they did, because they are scum. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They did, because they're scum. You know, there's really nothing else to it. So there you go. All right, let's consider here. JMFS 1989 tipped me $1. Can you show us the proof you have tax money? Oh my god. As I've already said, I'm not gonna jump the gun. So Ben Boxer cheer. He says it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Oh, I have nothing to apologize for. I have absolutely nothing to apologize for. You know, the only thing that I can say is I am sorry that I had to hide the wedding. That's it. That's it. Nothing. Everything else that I told you guys was upfront, 100% honest. There's nothing to apologize for at all. So why would I apologize, right? So there you go. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like I said, the purpose of this podcast is to clear up things for the fans who just want to know what actually happened on this trip. How long was the planning? How did this all go down? What's the situation with the taxes now? Because we're curious what happened. I'm going to give you those answers, you know, because I care about you guys. I do, and I appreciate the years and years of support. I'm going to be upfront and honest with all of you about all of this, okay? All right. King of Golf HD says, how do you like my new profile photo? Well, I don't know what his new profile photo is. Let's take a look. Let's actually take a look. It is... What is that? Some kind of anime-ish style character, maybe from a video game. I don't know what it is. I guess it's nice. I guess it's nice. Okay. Oh, we got a $1 tip. That's a troll tip. Gonna ignore it. Sora Satoshi did a 100-bit cheer. It says, I'll always resub to you. Thank you, Sora Satoshi. Got another troll tip I'll ignore. Sora Satoshi cheered and said, why should there be an easy mode in a game meant to be hard? Well, I've already explained. I don't think there should be a required easy mode. However, this is a extenuating circumstance where every game, every Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne up to now has had a crutch for those who are not of the get good mentality. Those who play differently than those people, okay, quite frankly. They found a way to play through these games and enjoy them. This is the first From Software game where they didn't. And even though I do agree that From Software did give a head notice to everyone in the public knowledge, they said there's not going to be a crutch, there's no summoning, blah, blah, blah. There should still be a situation where if they actually care, they should do it. They should patch it. Now, they don't. You know, what can you do? But undoubtedly, there's going to be thousands upon thousands of people who feel burned by Sekiro. It's up to From Software to decide what the right thing is to do, right? Okay. So let's see here. We've got another $1 troll tip I'll ignore. And I'm too pretty to die. Tipped me $1 and says, you do know that there's actually 4 different endings for Sekiro by doing specific things in the story. I am well aware that there are many different endings to Sekiro. And the fuck? My laptop locked up. There we go. I'm well aware. I have done, from my knowledge, I've done enough of the story in the game to actually have 3 options. Apparently, once I get to a certain point in the game, I do something that will trigger one of said 3 options. And I'm probably going to do the one that people consider the best ending. Some people have asked me, why don't I do what's called save scumming? Meaning, make a cloud save that's at that point in the game, shut off my automatic cloud saving, beat the game one way, then reload the cloud save to restore my game to previous state, and then play the other one. So I basically see more than one ending and fight more than one end boss because they're different end bosses. I mean, I could do that. But I don't know. It's risky because then what happens if the cloud saves don't work and I needed them? That could screw stuff up. I don't know. At this point, I'm just focused on getting a single ending at this point, and I'm not really too focused on doing it again. I actually told you guys I would consider replaying Sekiro again, maybe later this year, a second New Game Plus run, and that way I would go for a different ending and different bosses. Because now I think the second run's always more fun than the first. Being honest, From Software games, the second run is almost always more fun than the first. Because now you know what to expect, you know the bosses that are coming up, you know what you need to do to win, right? You know, I've already found out after beating the Giant Ape, apparently the Giant Ape's fucking easy as shit. All you need to do is get to the state where his head is off. He's using the sword, okay? And after you attack him a few times, he gets stunned, and he used the spear on the nub of the neck where the head was, and you can actually rip the bug out of his neck and just hit the bug to do insane damage and beat him in like 2 times. So basically that boss is easy if you know that stuff, which you know, the common person's not going to fucking know that on your first try, right? So, you know, we'll see. Moving forward, maybe instead of doing let's cheat and get the different endings, maybe instead, I'll, instead of that, do a replay of it, a New Game Plus run later in the year. We'll see. Thank you, Source Satoshi, for another 100-bit cheer. Judicious Echoes did a 250-bit cheer. That's actually the top cheer of the day so far, at least up to then. So I'm going to put Judicious Echoes on the leaderboard here. Oops. There we go. That was why I was holding off on updating the cheer leaderboard, because I had seen, like, way earlier that he had cheered 250. So I wanted to get him up there when I got to him. Sora Satoshi gifted a sub to Shin the Robot. Congrats. And thank you, Sora Satoshi, for the support. As you can see, we're going to have to definitely update sub count. Planet Jeff has resubscribed for 25 months. Says, way to go, buddy. Very happy for you. Thank you very much, Planet Jeff. Appreciate that. Naz Rai did a 50-bit cheers. Said, Phil, congrats, man. Thank you very much, Naz Rai. Samuel Hyde tipped me $5. Says, big ups on your new marriage, and you should play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a chill stream. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Never played the card game. Never watched the TV show / anime. Never played a video game of it. So I don't know anything about it. So there you go. Okay. Jack36 tipped me $2. Says, waiting on the divorce. Well, you're going to be waiting a long fucking time. Let's put it that way. Trust me when I say this. I'm madly in love with Kat. I want to be with her for the rest of my life. I'm not someone who just rushes into this, you know. I've known her for 2 years and, you know, lived with her for over a year. She's been a massive improvement to my life. She's been life-changing in many ways. Many, many, many positive ways. And she's my significant other. She's my soulmate. She's my best friend. And this is something that's going to be forever. Okay? So there. All right, continuing on. See that? You try to troll me, and I turn it right into something to stick it to you. Chris did a 100-bit cheer. How much did the rings cost? Well, hold on. Let me get the receipts for you guys so I can show you. Actually, no. As I said, I will be explaining everything in detail. Just got to be patient. JDog2009 did a 1,000-bit cheer. It says, congrats to Cat and Phil. Thank you, JDog. You're the top cheer of the day. Thank you. Let's get JDog up there on the leaderboard. Okay. Oh, actually, it's JDog2009. Excuse me. Let's get the full name up there. Give him his full props. That's 1K. Well, I can't do it. There we go. I couldn't do the parentheses. Okay, thank you. Thank you, JDog. Okay. Continuing on. Ben Boxer. Ben Boxer accuses the Chargers are jealous of Phil. Their ugly broke selves will never find love. Well, I have no idea, and I don't care. King of Golf HD cheers. Says, I'll do a great job modding. If I can survive 2 12-hour streams, I can easily go through 6 hours on this podcast. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you did 2 marathon streams. I'm pretty sure you can make it, and I appreciate that, by the way, man. Thank you. Nasif did 100-bit cheers. Says, this stream is off to a rocky start. I don't know why you say that. To me, everything's good. Everything's been good on my end. Mr. Papa Vera cheered. 500 bits. He says, Phil, congratulations. I never would have expected this while you're away. Looking forward to the next Minecraft. Still working on stuff for you. Thank you, Mr. Papa Vera. As I said, more than likely, Minecraft stream's either going to be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night this week. Don't know which night yet. And probably on the agenda is going to be me finally going underwater to look for underwater temples. Since number one, I finally have, armor that's going to allow me to breathe and stuff under there. And I also have underwater potions and the like. So there you go. Shout out to Sora Satoshi, who did 1,000-bit cheers. And congrats on the wedding. Take my bits. Much love. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Sora Satoshi. Sadly, you tied for top cheer. And as you know, I don't do ties on the leaderboard. But thank you very much for that. And much appreciated. The Hate tipped me $2.50. It says, welcome back. Now back to the salt mines. Yes, back to the salt mine. And I got a $3 troll tip from John, so I'll ignore that. Chris cheered again. And, oh my God, I'm not even reading that. What a stupid shit. Guitar player, 1939, has tipped me $5. He says, I don't know about you, but I really hate it when people block traffic just to get a front row parking spot. Oh yeah. Trust me, I see it all the time. People who think that they're the most important thing on the planet, they're God's gift to humanity, and so everyone must wait for them, or, everyone must be pushed aside because this person thinks that they're important enough to hold up traffic because they want this one fucking parking spot. So I hear you. Okay. Sounds good to me. Tipped me $1. It says, hey Phil, congratulations on the wedding. Do you think you'll be able to play royalty-free music during streams to enhance it? Doesn't have to be loud. It's relaxing. One of my favorites of art escapism. The Water Embers. Never heard of that one. The answer is no. I'm fine with just playing my own music. If ever for some reason I wasn't able to play the remixes, I'd go back to probably like PS4 relaxing dashboard music. I have no desire to play royalty-free music and anything that would go with it because it's just going to be more complications. So, okay. Let's see here. Oh, man, my screen just scrolled. Oh, there we go. Timbo Slice Cheers. Just want to say congrats. Hope you two have an amazing, healthy life together. Don't understand people. If the person I hated most in the world had an amazing life event like a wedding day, I would at least stay positive. They don't understand hate on personal life events. Yeah, like I said, okay, you don't like me. Got it. You think I'm a scammer. Got it. You think I'm a scumbag. Got it. You think I'm the worst gamer on the planet. Got it. All right. On the wedding post? On the wedding post. The post announcing our marriage to the world. You gotta put that shit, does that not show how fucked up you are? Even if you hate my guts and you believe all these negative, ridiculous conspiracy theories about me, the wedding post is not the place to put that shit. You see what I mean? Swaggins tipped me $1. I don't really know if it's actually Swaggins or not. He says, we ever reach out to Low Tier God again? I don't really know much about him. All I know is, at one point last year, I was interested in playing the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection against him. He declined, respectfully, and that's perfectly fine. Since then, I don't know what happened to the guy. I think he got banned from Twitch again, he got banned from Twitter again, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about him. So, no, been there, done that, right? Dave from Software tipped me 50 bits. Not tipped me 50 bits, cheered 50 bits. And said, congratulations on your marriage. Now, you should get back to playing our new game, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice on the PS4. Game on. Don't worry, I will. That's tomorrow. Jay Bowler cheered 200 bits. He says, as you know, I'm regularly here. I watched many of your streams in the past. Once I found out about the marriage, it was a shock. But as I've said, I'm on your side. I don't demand answers about the trip. I'm glad you found happiness. Listen, Jay Bowler, first of all, I appreciate that. Because the bottom line is most people who are here for my streams every day know me as a person. They kind of know who I am. They know I'm an upfront dude. And they know how out of the ordinary it is that I wouldn't have told you about a big life event like this. This was something that I absolutely had to do for safety purposes. Okay? That being said, I fully knew that people were going to have these questions, and that's why I'm doing this podcast. Okay? It's that simple. I knew there would be burning questions that people wanted answered. And that's why this is going down the way it's going down. I also knew there were going to be a series of 3 to 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where people were not going to have any answers, and they were going to be pissed. All right? Because they didn't have their answers. There were more controversial, burning conspiracy theory questions than answers. And sadly, some people are patient. Okay, I'll wait. We already knew Phil scheduled a podcast for Sunday. We'll get our answers. And then there's people who just, well, I gotta wait all these days, and there's a possibility, some fringe, crazy conspiracy theory that Phil's been lying to us for months about everything, and all this money went to pay for an expensive wedding. So that means I'm dropping my support, and I'll never talk to him again. Well, there's nothing you can do about that, folks. Again, I told you. It was more important for us to be safe and happy and have a once-in-a-lifetime event than to answer the questions of people who were basically fickle. They were already teetering on the edge of crazy conspiracy shit, believing every negative thing that everyone out there has said about me. And if that's the case, I'm not gonna be able to win you over. You know, there's people like Jay Bowler who hang out with me every day on stream and understand who I am, and they're gonna trust me and say, okay, Phil did this, we get it. Hopefully he'll come back. He'll explain, and that's that. And then there's people who are just gonna be like, well, fuck Phil. Well, oh well, there's nothing that can be done about that stuff, right? All right, fair enough. Vote Democrat did a 94-bit cheer. He says, here's a bit for every million subs PewDiePie has. Woohoo. Thank you, Vote Democrat, for the cheer. Don't really give a shit about PewDiePie. King of Golf HD cheer. He said, why is Jack going ape shit? Relax. Me and Madara are professionals. And Super Blind Man did a 1500-bit cheer. He said, my supreme congratulations, Phil. I'm really, really, really happy for you. Total truth. I can actually hear your happiness in your voice. It makes me even happier. Congrats again. I'm not even kidding. Like, once the wedding went down and it was done and we had fun, it was good. I'm going to tell you all about it. Don't worry. Once it was, done, I was like, it was amazing. It was like, number one, kind of, I'm not going to say this, but a weight off my shoulders, because I was, in the back of my head, I had this lingering fear that something was going to go wrong, that someone was going to find out, that someone was going to troll us, to fucking call a SWAT team in, or do some fucked up shit, which has already happened to me in my life. I'm like, man, if they ruined my special day, I mean, quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, it would be very awful. And when it went down beautifully with none of that, I was like, my God, like, I am so happy now. I'm with the woman that I love forever. And, it's just, it's funny because you say, what really has changed? Well, honestly, day to day, nothing's changed. I'm still living with Kat. We're still having our stuff. I'm going to still be streaming. She's still going to be working. We still got bills to pay. We still got stuff to do. But it does feel different in a very good way. I sat here the first night back with this wedding ring on my hand, and I was like, this feels amazing. Like, this is so fucking cool, So, thank you, Super Blind Man, not only for the amazing and awesome and positive sentiment, but also for the cheer. For the top cheer of the day. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. There you go. You are up on the leaderboard. Thank you, sir. Okay, continuing on. Wow, the cheers are still coming in. We got to end this pre-stream at some point, everybody. I do have a story to tell. Timbo Slice Cheers, it seems like Days Gone. It's just like God of War last year. It's the last main game for post-summertime. Do you have ideas how summer... Oh my God, I keep scrolling. How summertime will be used? I could give tons of retro games. I could love tons of retro games. I mean, there's tons of ideas. Already people have asked for so many different things for the summertime. And I've kind of said, well, we'll see. Really it's going to hinge on a few factors. Number one, how long it takes to beat the new releases. Number two, things like Phoenix Wright is going to be a long, ongoing playthrough. And there's no way I'm going to be able to be doing, like, JRPGs and stuff while playing Phoenix Wright. There's no way you can do a visual novel and a JRPG at the same time. They don't work. So it's going to be based on those factors. And then we're going to see what kind of time we got during the summer. I guarantee we're going to have a lot of time. We always do. And we'll see. All right? I don't have any concrete plans yet. But a lot of good suggestions have come in. Okay. Okay. All right, what's going on? Hold on a second. Oh, nothing. Okay, nothing. Never mind. Let's see here. Vote Democrat says, Shore King Pewed some respect. Oh, my God. All right, let's not turn this into a PewDiePie stream, okay? Now I scrolled. Oh, crap, I screwed this up. All right, King of Golf cheered. He said, PewDiePie's the only person I know who's 100% a bigger cuckold than me. Oh, my God. All right, ignoring this. Fred Flintstone cheered. He said, congrats, Phil. Good luck on your new life with your wife. Weird to say your wife. Must be weirder for you to say my wife. No, in fact, it feels good. I'll be very honest with all of you. I'm going to be very honest with all of you. It was actually tough because obviously we didn't just get married. We were engaged. And for months and months, I had to say my girlfriend, my girlfriend, my girlfriend. And that's weird because she's my fiance. Outside of the streams, I would call her my fiance. To my parents, to people out, you know. And then I would come to streams, I have to say my girlfriend, because we were trying to hide this whole thing to make sure that everything went down without trolling. So it was very, now I can finally say my wife and not feel like, oh my God, there's such a disconnect between my viewing audience and my personal life, because now you guys know, you see. So it's pretty cool. All right. Bagel Goose has subscribed. Thank you, Bagel Goose, for the resub. Colt 45 and Good Vibes at 134-bit cheer. He says, love is a beautiful thing. I hope the bond between you and Kat has a long and happy marriage. Have the last of my bits. Cheers. Thank you very much. What a nice message. Knows Nobody did a 550-bit cheer. He says, congrats, Phil. I'm happy for you. Thank you very much, Knows Nobody. I appreciate that. And King of Golf HD says, Derek is wondering, did you come back late last night? I practically slept on my flight back from Hong Kong in 2015. I came home very late that year. And John apparently supports Derek as mine. I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to explain everything. If the flights, the transportation, everything. So we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. But ladies and gentlemen, that's actually the last contribution. So we've finished the shout-outs. What I'd like to do is I would like to check the sub count. Because we had a lot of subs that just came in. Okay? Okay. What happened? Did it work or not? Turn subscriber count. Okay, it scrolled off my screen. It scrolled so fast I couldn't even see it. We're at the 476. God, you guys are very active today in the stream chat. That shit went whoop right off the screen. I never even saw it. Okay. Big Bad Buffoon did a 100-bit cheer talking about stuff from the past that I'm not addressing. So sorry. But thank you for the cheer. And Timbo Slice cheer. He says, are you watching Game of Thrones? I am not. I am like 4 seasons behind. All right, guys. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to end this